So if you guys watch my FPS gameplay running in the background of my videos during my live streams and my compilation videos, you guys have probably noticed that I'm not the best at FPS games. It's no secret. I'm an enthusiast of many different types. I love talking about them. I'm very interested in how they're balanced. I'm very interested in how they're each played. I'm very nitpicky, and it's been an interest of mine for a while, but I do make a lot of mistakes when I play. I'm not going to sell myself too short though. I actually do have good matches. I always help my team, and I'm usually towards the top of leaderboards. Of course, that's not all the time. But what do I think my biggest mistake is when I'm playing FPS games? Now, the gameplay you're seeing here is some Battlefield 5 gameplay that I got last night, and while I was getting this gameplay, I was thinking about this as a video idea, and so here it is. This is a problem that I've been aware of for a while, and hopefully by making this video, someone else will relate to it and maybe learn from me. Because not everybody can record their footage and watch it back on a daily basis like I do, and so I have a good idea of my problems and what to work on. A big one is my mood. I play a lot worse when I'm either hungry or overwhelmed or stressed or about something else in my life, and so I need to make sure I regulate my playtime around when I'm in a good mood and in a good headspace. And sometimes that's just dependent on playing the right video game at the right time. But anyway, let's talk about what my biggest problem as an FPS player is. And before we do that, in true YouTuber fashion, I did want to shout something out. I did want to tell you guys that I am currently doing a trial period on Twitch to see if streaming on Twitch alleviates some of the weird algorithm problems that comes from streaming on YouTube. I can't promise I'll be a Twitch streamer, but over the next week, maybe two, I want to put it on a trial basis. So if you want to come in, say hi, have a conversation, backseat game, talk about your day, donate, any of the cool things that happen during live streams, go for it. Yeah, I threw in donate, don't at me. So my biggest problem as an FPS player, by looking at all my footage, is I have this awful issue, mostly in respawn shooters. I don't notice me doing this in Rainbow Six Siege, but I do know that I sometimes die because I do it in Rainbow Six Siege as well. But it's after I get a kill or I get into a gunfight, I move forward. Now, I'm not a stupid player. If I feel like I'm overwhelmed or I'm going to be taken out by many people, I will back up. I will not go forward. And that's just smart. Ducking under cover, running away, all of those things. But I do have a problem. If I get a kill, I try to move past that enemy, and this is a problem. I find I stay alive the most if I get a kill and then reposition to somewhere away from where that person died. And then also giving myself a vantage point on where I just was when I got that kill. So let's say I'm standing on a hill and I see an enemy in the distance. I take them out, and then what I should do, unless it's advantageous to push forward or back, this is very much so based in context, but a good idea is to then move from that hill to an area where I can see that hill and take out somebody if they come looking for me. Revenge kills are one of the biggest reasons people die in FPS games, other than lag, of course. You don't realize how many times you've died because you killed someone and then that person went hunting you on their next respawn. You can catch a person off guard pretty easily, and killing them is no difficult feat if they've been caught off guard. But if you've killed someone and they know what weapon you're using, they know where you are, maybe they even get a feel for how bad your aim is depending on how many shots it took you to take them out. Either way, they're going to move to your position or to a vantage point to see your position. So being aware of where you're standing is very important, and just getting a kill and moving forward, isn't always the best idea. Sometimes hit, backtrack, flank around, hit, backtrack, flank around is a good idea as well. There are Call of Duty players that for some reason still say you shouldn't backtrack in Call of Duty. Okay, but backtracking is actually very, very useful in any Call of Duty game because it throws people off. If you go into an enemy spawn, just to make this simple, you go into an enemy spawn area, you kill 2 of them, and then you run away? That's hilarious, because then you post up somewhere outside of their spawn, and then they come around and they run into your gun. This is harder to do in modern Call of Duty games because all of their maps are symmetrical, 3-lane, boring, uninspired, garbage. At least for the most part, but either way, getting a kill in an FPS game puts you at a liability. And I think this is the false sense of security I get into and lots of players get into. Once you get a kill in an FPS game, it feels good. Even in Call of Duty, it feels good. Even if it feels a little good or a lot of good, it's good. And so you don't think, at least most people's first thoughts are not, I'm in danger. Even in games where you're using a suppressed weapon to stay off the minimap, you're building like a suppressed, stealthy kind of role, even in those games, even in games without minimaps, even in games with no, shot indicators to let you know where you're being shot at from, like in Rainbow Six Siege, even in those games, it's important. Because when you get a kill and you feel all good inside, the first thought should be, now who else is around here? Who heard that? Who saw that? And you don't know when you're playing against people that are working together and giving callouts. So it's a good idea to relocate to a position where you can see your last known position and your angles are covered. That's a big one. You have to make sure your angles of exposure are covered. This is my problem. I get a kill, I get my first ounce of dopamine for the day, and then I'm like, wow, I'm on a roll. And I don't think, who heard that? Who's around? Did he call me out? Is somebody spotting me? Is somebody seeing me from a distance? Did somebody see me do that? Did somebody hear me? Am I on the minimap? You have no idea how many times you've died, and I mean this. Objectively, I mean this. You have no idea. You can't have any idea how many times you've died because someone that you killed told their buddy that you didn't even know they were talking to, hey, there's a douche stick over on that hill up there, and he just killed me with that gun. Can you go slap his ass for me? And your friend, of course, the person's friend goes, yeah, buddy, I'll get that fucking dude for you. And then you die. Catching somebody off guard is an easy kill. Catching someone off guard after you already know where they are is child's play. So, you get a kill, and you then get on the move. Unless you're doing long-range 700+ meters sniping in Battlefield, or your goal is to just bait dumbasses into coming into your corner when you're playing Call of Duty, that's always so fucking funny. Some dude will sit in a corner in like a Call of Duty free-for-all match with like claymores or mines everywhere, and they'll just rack up kills because people are so fucking horny to kill that guy that they'll just walk into his trap over and over and over again. It's embarrassing. Stop that. When you get a kill, slow down, take in your surroundings, and think for a little bit. That's important. Every action has an equal or opposite reaction. Nothing comes for free, and you need to be prepared for the worst case scenario. You kill somebody, somebody else knows right where you are. If you play games assuming that, you won't make my biggest FPS mistake. I want to thank you guys so much for watching this video. I thought it'd be kind of fun to talk about, and I want to know your guys' biggest flaws down in the comment section below, or, something you've learned that made you better at FPS games or games in general. Also, if you want to follow me on Twitter, Twitch, or I don't remember what other links are down there. I think it's like Twitter and Twitch. If you want to follow me on those places, that's great because then you guys can see when I'm going live. You guys can, listen to me ramble about stuff. You can argue with me. If you want to yell at me, Twitter's a good place to do it. Just make sure you come strapped with facts. Otherwise, I'll roast you in front of my followers. All 7 of them that actually read my tweets. And if you enjoy this style of content, this kind of off-the-cuff, talky stuff, then go ahead and subscribe. If you've already clicked away, you can't hear anything I'm saying. But if you haven't clicked away, let me know that you made it to the end, and I will see you when I see you. Goodbye.